Hey everybody, Dave Laird here with DCS Training, and I'm going to talk to you about dry fire holster draw. Okay, so this is a drill that I do a lot of because you just simply can't do it enough. If you change your holster, change your firearm, change the clothing that you wear, because maybe you want to practice it for concealment, then these are all reasons why you would want to practice more dry fire holster draws at home before you go out and carry with it. Okay, so anytime you change anything up, do some dry fire to really just check and see whether or not it works for you. Okay. So that being said, some of the things I like to do with holster draw is I obviously like to use targets. These are the targets that we use in our holster draw class, precision pistol, and it's just got a 4-inch circle in it. So if I'm concerned about picking up my target or my sight picture, then I'll make my target my focus. If I'm focused on me and what my body and stuff is doing, then I probably want to use either a full-length mirror or I want to use my cell phone where I can see what's going on and perhaps even record it so I can go back and review it, okay, depending on how fast you're going. Now, we've talked before about your grip angle, how you establish that grip, how you build your support hand, all that stuff in class, okay? So you want to make sure that your holster, whatever it is you're using, is conducive to that, okay? And be mindful again of the grip angle, that if it's too far forward, you get shoulder roll, same thing on the side. If it's causing you to do a lot of this, then we need to change that angle or pitch of the holster to where we can get a more relaxed grip coming out of the holster. So that's what we're going to start with first. Since we only get one grip, our initial one from the holster, we can practice just that. And what I'm really looking for is stable body position. Okay? So I want to be able to reach up and grab it, and you notice I'm including my support hand, because then later, as we include concealment, it's a matter of just using that hand. Just hook the hand, it brings it up, and it finishes it for you. So whatever we do in dry fire, we want to make sure that we're training ourselves for live fire. And so I can just sit here and practice getting that, establishing that grip and learning exactly where that gun is, okay? That I get the exact same grip every single time, okay? And the way to think of this is when you're trying to create myelination, a perfect draw stroke, muscle memory, often called, is if you mess up and you grab it funky once, you might have to do it 10 times perfectly to undo that. Okay, so don't be afraid of just doing this 1,000 times, okay? And not just standing. You could do it from the seated position. If you want to know if this holster works for you in your car or at work, depending on how you carry, then you can practice this from the seated position, okay? That's what makes a blue gun great, because you can do a lot of it anywhere in the house. You're cooking dinner, practicing that, okay? Just kidding. Okay, so once you get that, establish that great perfect grip, right? Next thing you do is come up out of the holster and then bring these hands together and get them joined. And then lastly, driving that front sight straight out, okay? Now, there's lots of different instructors with lots of different methods. This is my method, okay? So again, from appendix, I'm just coming straight up, keeping it in contact with my body, muzzle pointed out. I'm sliding my support hand knuckles deep, getting these fingers pinned. And as I drive that front sight up to what I'm looking at, I'm bringing my thumb, turning it forward, driving my palm into place to give me that crushing grip on target, okay? So that's what it looks like from the front. So I can observe all that and see how well I'm doing. I can do it from the side too. Bringing it up, driving the hand in, driving it straight out. Do that a couple of times for you. Bang. Bang. And so now I'm more target focused, and I can do it from the other side so you can see it the other way. Bang. Bang. Okay? And again, what I'm really trying to examine is my body position. I want perfect holster draws every single time. So I need to examine it from every angle. Okay? Once I have all that myelinated perfect. In other words, I'm not concerned about my trigger or my sight picture. I'm working on perfect body position, grip, all that first. Now we can start working on sight picture and trigger press. Okay? So initially I typically start with just, since you've already seen my body position, now we just need to see what we see on the target. So now I'm concerned with getting that sight picture sooner and driving that trigger back without any shaking on that target. Okay? So I want to see a solid red laser beam. I don't want to see me dipping left or right, up or down. We're going to practice it slow first, and then here comes the cool part. I can turn on that second laser, okay, and now I can find out where am I prepping my trigger. Okay, so you're gonna see two lasers. You're gonna see one laser from me prepping the trigger, and the second laser when I finish. So now I'm incorporating my trigger press in my draw stroke and presentation. Okay? And so you're going to notice that the trigger prep shows the angle of my draw stroke. It's coming up to my face, driving down, and I know right when I'm making contact and when I'm making the break. Okay, what we're looking for is a solid, steady laser right there. Maybe I want to practice multiple shots from the draw. Okay, so now I get that first one out, and I want to try and do follow-up. So you notice that the trigger prep laser never turns off. So that tells me I'm exhibiting perfect trigger control with each trigger press because I've never let go of the trigger, okay? Which looks a lot different than both lasers coming on and you get more wiggle, okay? By eliminating some of that trigger, we get rid of that wiggle. So this is what I do to practice my holster draw, okay? Incorporating trigger, sight picture, etc. That's the order that I do it in. I want to make sure that it looks really good first. Then I start working on establishing that sight picture, and then I'll incorporate the trigger press in that order, okay? So if I'm not grabbing sights, then I don't need to worry about the trigger, okay? If I'm grabbing the gun wrong and coming out wrong, I don't need to worry about the sight picture or the trigger, okay? So that's how I think of it, okay? Again, Dave Laird here with holster dry fire practice. Thank you.